Hi guys, welcome back. Right, I'm doing a cowboy hat today out of this wet eucalyptus. It's nice and wet. So, and what I did, I split it down because you see me cut it the other day with the little chainsaw. I split it down the middle with my bandsaw, and I've kept it in about. I've got three lumps in there. I had four. I've turned one. I've got 3 lumps. What I do is I just sprayed it all with water and then leave it tied up in a carrier bag because I want it to stay really wet because it's for doing the cowboy hat. Okay, I'm gonna show this one off because I've had a few people ask me about if I could show them the actual light that I was saying about because they didn't really quite get it. So I said, yeah, okay, I will. Lisa's not doing any turning today. She'll be doing turning on the next video because she's going to make a couple of bits. So she doesn't feel like going on camera today to turn. She's all right, but she's like, yeah, she's still a bit nervous and stuff. But yeah, it's taken a little bit because thing is at the moment, Lisa's learning traditional tools, carbide tools. She's actually preferring the carbide, but she's doing both. But she's also learning left and right-handed. So Lisa's right-handed. It's like the other day she was turning left-handed. She's right-handed. That's her dominant hand. But she's learning to turn with left and right. So everything she does with this hand, I then get her to do it that way. So every cut she makes on this side, she then has to replicate it on that side, and that way she'll learn to use both hands and she'll be able to do all her turning like that. So good way to do it. It's a lot harder if you've been turning for a few years and you've been doing everything right-handed, you know, well, holding your handle in this hand, because it's what hand you hold the handle in basically is what it is. If you hold it in your right hand to turn in, left hand, your left hand turning. And it's very hard if you turn for quite a few years and you've only used your right hand. It's very hard to then suddenly start. It feels awkward. So it's better if you can start early. And yes, that's what she's doing. So she's learning 4-way really. She's doing traditional left-handed and right-handed, carbide left-handed and right-handed. So she's got quite a bit on at the moment. Bless her. Right. I'm mounting this on a worm screw. Okay, I've drilled an 8mm hole. I marked the circle because that's how big my rim can be. Okay, that's what I can get out of that piece of wood. So I'm mounting this on. Now what I like to do, I screw it on like this, and I screw it up, and then I unscrew it a bit. Alright, because it's wet wood and everything. I unscrew it a bit, then I screw it back up again. And by doing that, and when it's there, that's it, that's tight. Don't wrench it on because that will move with a few cuts. And it being it's a cowboy hat, it's going to be very thin rim. I don't want it to be too tight to try and get off a worm screw afterwards, okay? So that's that. I'm going to bring my doobree bit with the twirly bit in it. Tailstock, good. Lisa's got it with the what scent is that? Step. There you go. Look at that. She see, and I think she don't listen to me. There you go.
I listen to you all the time, baby.
With the step scent. Right. Okay. So let's get this all into place. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to rough down the outside. I'm using. Let's just going to touch there. That's it, lovely. Right, as I say, this is wet, this wood, very wet. So first thing I'm going to do, WD-40, I'm going to spray my tool rest and I'm going to spray my lathe bed. Okay, tailstock, end of the chuck, everything. Gets a little bit of a spray like that. And even, I spray my chisel, the one I'm going to use for roughing down. Once it's mostly roughed, there's not so much water coming out, but I'll give that a little wipe, that's it. But what I want to do is coat everything because it's very wet wood. And one, I don't want things going rusty, but two, as it comes off on this eucalyptus, it does tend to make things a bit black. So that way, if I do that, literally, when I finish roughing it down, and most of the water's then gone, because once I get it thin, there's no water coming out, then I can wipe everything down, and then we're okay, and we can just carry on going, okay? So, just a little bit of what I do with it. And once I've got it down thin, then I'll use the lights, and I'll show you what I mean by using lights to turn it. Right, okay, and hopefully this will hold up. There won't be no nasty knots and bits falling off. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it down a bit. I'm going to start up, I'm just going to step over here. Right. There's no vibration or nothing, so I'm going to go up a little bit. Bit of speed is all good. See what I'll get up to. Well, I'm just over 1800. 18, 18. Oh, there are. 18, 17, 18, 18. Right, face shield on. And when I start over here, left-handed, because then I'm out of the way. If anything's going to fly off, any lumps, I'm over this side, okay? What I don't want to do is I don't like to be standing here and come round here. If a bit chunks off, it comes straight at me. I stand over here, and all I do is close the flute. This is I'm using this spindle, very, very old spindle gouge, this one. Okay, this is donkey's years old, this one. But it's a real solid, takes a lovely cut, not too big a flute. I don't want a bowl gouge. I want a spindle gouge because I like the shallower flute, okay, of a spindle gouge. Close the flute, come in, and I'm just going to take a few cuts. Right, I've got that bottom corner away so I can move in a bit. That's the beauty with wet wood, is the shavings you can get. Now I'm set just slightly above centre, and I'm cutting above centre. So I'm going to take a few cuts off of this side. That's the other thing. When you stand here and turn, you get soaking wet. Because look at that, look. And see what I mean, guys, look. If you come, it's like, it comes off and it's like this, look. It's like purple. Okay, and it's all, look, it's all on my chisel there. It's like, it comes out and it's purple. Well, putting a WD on stops it bothering my chisels or anything. And any other bits. Right, I'm going to move that in so I can bring it down to that circle. I can see the circle on the back side here. Right, there we go, we're at the circle, okay? So that means I'm flush on that front. Now I'm just going to take some of this down.
Dogs are wanting to join in.
Dogs wanting to join in, yeah. Right, well, we can take nice heavy cuts with this because it's wet wood. So you can get some real nice heavy cuts going on here. Alright.
quite good. Right, I want to establish this top and get where my foot's going to be. Right, look at this, look. See my hand, look. Purple. That's all the tannins and stuff in the wood. Feel like when you turn oak. Right, just gonna grab another chisel just to do this tenon bit. Okay, that's going to be my tenon, I reckon. Right, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to remove this for a minute. It's on the worm screw. I just want to take that off, but then I want to put this back so I've got a centre mark. Right, that's just going to keep me a centre mark. So I'm down there. Right, okay. Tool blunt's pretty quick because it's wet wood. Wet wood dulls it fairly quickly. Right, okay, I reckon that should be okay. That top should be alright. I don't think that's too fat with that rim. So, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to, oh, it's gone everywhere, wet wood everywhere. I'm just going to pull this off, guys, because it's wet and it's not good on your tools, really. Right, okay, I'll pull some of that off. Just going to put a fresh edge on this, okay? So what I'm going to do first, get WD, I'm going to clean it up, because that is, I mean look, I'm purple from that wood. Right, now, that's my jig here, so. There we go. Right, and now I just want to take another cut on here. Okay, so we've got a lovely, nice fresh grind on that. Okay, got that? Nicely sharpened. I'm going to come in. There we go. All nice. Got the handle so we don't blunt at all again. Right, okay, I'm going to stop with that. That's all done. I'm going to get a little, right, this is coming out. Oh, wiggle. Oh, that was a long way. Right, I'm just moving that down. Just going to do a little clean up cut on this. We'll get a little clean up cut, different spindle gouge, it needs a longer grind. That's it, that's nice. That's all I wanted to do. Right, now this is really wet and I'm not worrying about sanding any of this bit. It is so wet. I mean, look, you can see how wet it is, okay? But once I get the other side done, it'll be all right. Now I've got a couple of little bits of bark here. I might actually keep that, I don't know. It all adds to a pattern, but I can take it off once I get onto the other side.
Right, it adds to it because it's got it on both sides, isn't
Sorry?
it? It's got it on both sides, but
Yeah.
it's even.
I'm just looking here whether I want to go down a little bit more there or leave it at that. If I leave it at that, it's gonna. I think I'm going to leave it at that because I think it's going to curl up all right. Mm-hmm. Right, okay. Oh, I didn't want to do that. That's on a worm screw. There you go. It's like that, see, because I didn't over tighten it, it comes off easy. Now that's got some beautiful patterning on it, but I've got a knot there, so I've got to be careful. Right, okay. I ain't so much worrying about cracking all that because I'm going to be turning it so thin. Right, okay, there we are. Right. Don't over tighten. Yep, everything's running true. Right, we're good to go. Just a tiny little bit. I'm going to leave that bark at the moment because it's not, well, I say that, it might crack, so I might have to take it off. I might have to actually take that off. Oh, right, hang on. We've got most of it gone now. Look, I'm going to give this all a clean up because everything is purple at the moment. So it's best if you can do it part way through, guys, because then it just leaves your lathe a bit better. You don't want it all going. You don't want to have your lathe bed going all black, do you? Right, there we go. Right, that's it. Nothing's going to get hurt now. Everything's good. Good old WD-40. Man's best friend. Right, okay. I'm going to take a couple of little cuts on that just to take it down past that little bit of bark. It's only a couple of little cuts. So start it up, everything's running nice. Yep, okay. Right, I'm now going over. What am I going over to? Right, I'm going over to a little 1/4 inch, not 1/4 inch, a 3/8 spindle gouge, okay? Right, right now taking that off. Now, most of this will be done with the 3/8 spindle gouge. the moment I'm just gonna, you can see how wet that is in there. I'm just gonna establish roughly where my opening is gonna be. What I'm doing, I'm looking down, I've got one eye this side and one eye that side. Right, okay. So now I'm going to start to get my hat here, my rim done. I'm going to be curling this up slightly. Right, start with a few heavy cuts there. Right, I can see where this bit is. Get out of my way. Yeah, okay. Right, as you can see, my tool's on centre, so I'm actually cutting up here. I'm way above centre when I'm cutting, okay? Right, I'm just gonna get a light on here. There we go, pretty. Right, that should stay there. Right, you can see I've got this pretty thin very quickly there. So now I'm trying to get this bit done here. Right, I can see here, if you look at the light, you can see this dark bit here, that's where this bit is here. I'm going to be taking that out in a minute. I don't need to take it out yet. That's where the wood's a bit thicker, okay? Right, now what I'm going to try and do, I won't turn it off. I'm going to see if I can actually, if I take this under, like that, and I'll try and get this light round this side if I can. No, that's not working. I want to try and get it to shine in here if I can, but I've got nothing to clip it onto, see? It's all a bit awkward. Right, no, it's not going to work round there. Sorry guys, I'm going to have to come back round here. I was hoping to get it on the other side so you'd be able to see a bit better with what's happening, but I can't. It blinds me. I don't think I can get this like, oh yes I can. Oh hang on, we might be lucky. Oh yeah, look at that. So I've got so many lights I forget what I've got. Right, okay, we'll turn this one off now for a minute. And now you can see better now. Okay, hopefully. So it's just, these bendy lights, it's just getting it in the right position. That's it. That's better. And that way you can see the colour come through. See now you can see it's got a dark band there. That's just a bit thicker there. Then we get rid of it. Now we've got this bit here that's a bit thicker. I've got to get my finger behind. There we go. We've got to do a bit of measuring in a minute. Actually, I'll put a light here for you so you can see the following. Is that all right there?
Yep.
Yep, not in your way?
No.
A little bit high. I like spindle gouges for doing my hats. I don't like bowl gouges for them. I'll get some thicknesses checked at the moment. Let me just check the thickness of it. Right, now along here, right, okay, so the rim of my hat is only that thick. Okay, that's from there out. Just here, as you can see, it goes darker. I've got that thickness. Okay, so I'm just a little bit thick there, so I've got a little bit to take off there. Now, in here, this is in this bit of this corner here, I've got that thickness. Okay, so we're on about 3 mil or so there, and then as I go down, obviously it gets a lot thicker down there. So from this light out, I don't want to touch it no more. That's got enough. That's going to bend. I need to take a bit here, and then a bit round this of this corner here, and that'll go up and in. Okay. Now I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a fresh little sharpen just on my spindle gouge. Okay, because I did use this yesterday for a complete cowboy hat, and I haven't sharpened it yet. I mean, it's still sharp, but I'd like it just to be that tiniest little bit sharper. Make sure I've still got that set right on this one. Now I hate this Tormek one. See, look, the chisel ends up, it's not straight in there. Now I've got another one coming because I've bought another one, a different one. As I've said before, this is the older tool. It's alright if you get it to go straight across like that. It levels it up. Right, it's a little bit of a pain when you think of how much these things are. Just do my second bevel as well. Just give it a little. Right, there we go, that's it, that's all it needed. Yeah, I've got the Robert Sorby one coming, which you have for the Pro Edge. I can use it on here because it fits onto this. I've made another tool rest up here for it because I might want it a bit lower than this one, and I made one of these up. Okay, so that fits on there. Then the Pro Edge one's going to go in there, and I'm going to be well away. Oh, come on, we'll get on there. That's it. Right, yeah, I thought I'd just show you that. Yeah, I bought another one. Because the Tormek one, that's the old style. The newer style has the bar goes across, like the Pro Edge. It's a lot better. It keeps the chisel dead straight. So, but I used Alan's Pro Edge one the other last weekend, and I thought, yeah, that's really good. So, and there was one came up on eBay. I was going to buy a new one, £88, but there was one on eBay for bidding, and I was the only bidder. I got it for 35 quid, so I was quite happy with that. Right, okay, we're sharpened up. Right, we're still only turning at 1800, so I'm going to turn that up a little bit. We'll get up just over the 2000. Right, and as you can see now we're very sharp. We were sharp, but now we're really sharp. I'm just going to turn this one off for a minute, and that'll give me a bit more light on here, and I can see where I'm going then. And pretty much I want to get the same colour. Right, we're going to also get a depth one in a minute. Right, I've got a little bit here I can see. This is really fine stuff, taking off the lightest bit here. You can take off too much very quickly. Right, okay, I can tell I've got plenty of depth at the moment. Let's bring this light back on now, so you can see what I'm doing. So now with this spindle gouge, because I've got a 50-degree bevel on it, and a second bevel means I can get round onto the bottom of my hat. Right, and I can also get the sides, but when it gets that for that final cut, I'll have to go over to a steeper grind. Right, depth. Okay, got depth gauge now. Look at this. Right, okay, well, we'll put that there, so it's on that bit. Bring it back, so I want to be a bit under that tenon. Right, okay. Right, I am about 4.75 mil off.
To be precise.
From having my depth. Very important not to take too much off. Right, we're there. That's it. I thought I'd taken the 4.75, but I think I took off 4.74. So that'll do though. I can live with that. For a guesstimate, that weren't too bad. Right, okay, so now I've got to check thickness. Right, I'm okay all round here. I'm happy with that. I'm not too bad there. Right, down here. Leave that light for a minute. Right, I'm thick up in the top of the hat, the side wall. Let me do this up a little bit. Sorry, getting a bit loose. Right. Okay. Right, there, from there down I don't want to really touch. Around there I can take off. Yeah, up the top I know I've got stuff to come off the top there. Right, okay, I've got a few more passes I can take. I've got a little bit of a few little bumpy bits here, but I've got to clean them up. I'll get those, don't worry about that. Right, let's go. Run the bevel back. We'll be very free with our handle here. We've got to be able to move it round with the tip. There we go, we're all right there. You can see the darker lines just here. I'm going to just turn this one out for a minute. That's it. I'll get that wall set up there, but I can't take any more for the depth. But that's the depth at the middle of the hat, not here. It dips in a little bit. It's like a little scoop. I've left a bit of meat on the side, so I can do this bit. Colour's pretty much all the same down there. That's looking pretty good. What I'm going to do is go to a more pointy one. Okay, a steeper grind. That's the grind I've been using. Okay, I'm going over to a steep grind like that. This is going to allow me to go up the side a bit better. That's it, it's nice and thin up there. Right, now to go across the top bit, obviously there's only one tool I can use. That's got to be the 6mm. 6mm hollower, okay? Got a bit of front round it. Obviously this thing 11" sharpening. Well, No, never need sharpening. You start off that tip, it's going to last you for a long time. I mean, not stay off of the tip, stay using the tip. So a little bit to take to level it up on the bottom. It's got to be real gentle cuts, guys. Right, that's perfect on that top. Right. Now, I'm not going to try and get this, I'm going to get a little bit of this out of the corner, but... Right, got to go back to the spindle gouge for that. But see, with that, you can go flat across the bottom of it, but you can't do that with a spindle gouge, but you don't want to come into this side with it, because we are so thin. So I'm going back to the 50-degree grind. Put that on so I can see. So get that out first. Actually, I wonder if I've got any. I have. Just spray a bit of water, guys, because it's getting really thin and it's going to start drying out. I don't want it to at the moment. Right, that's it. I've got the top part of my hat done. So now I want to go back to this 6mm, because you can see there's just a couple of little marks there that I can't get with that. I can't go right across the bottom. I can only do that with this one. And there you go, that gets rid of the claw marks. Right, I think they are pretty good. Right, it's dried out already from where I just put that water on. Dries out really quick. So what we're going to do now, take that one off. I'm going to do a very quick little sand. Oh, sorry. My super duper sander. Don't make it too hot. That's not a line there, that's the grain on it. Right, all good, that's it. Normal 240 paper to get in here. That's a grain there. thinking I can take another bit off of that. I'm going to leave it, I'm not going to bother, it'll be alright. Have a look. Yeah, that's a grain pattern inside. There we go, quite nice. Yeah, well look, we've got a nice bit of flex on that. Not going to go too much, otherwise it will end up snapping. Right, let's turn that off. Get over there. Now, right, so now we're going to turn it round. We've got our enough depth there for the top, I think. Actually, what am I going to do? I'm going to take it off the chuck. That's what I'm going to do.
Turn it around.
Right, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look with these just to see what thickness I've got on that top of my hat. Right, yeah, okay, I'm good enough. I thought I might have gone too thin. I'll open. Right, okay, that's them done with. Get them out of the way. Right, okay. I've got to take this chuck off because I don't need this no more. We've got to go to a different chuck. Oh, right, take this hat off so I don't have to shout.
Yeah.
And this is the fun bit, guys. This is where we put the light up inside the hat. I like this bit. I mean, if you ain't got the sort of same chucks as me, you'd have to sort of work out what you'll use. So, yeah, that's quite... Yeah, that's all right. Let me just turn that around so you can see up inside there. You see?
Yeah.
So it's all looking quite nice, like fiery. So we've got a nice bit of colour. We ain't got any black lines on there, which means we ain't got any deep parts. So, yeah, looking good. That's looking good. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put a chuck on here. And I'm using this chuck, which is with my big long jaws, because I've got, as I said before, I've got all my bits to go on here. Put that up there. So what I do first is my light. I said it's a plain rod. You've got your centre goes, your hole goes right through your headstock. There's nothing in there to grab. Okay, look, you spin it. It might just hold, but it doesn't. There's nothing to catch. It can spin around in there all day. There's nothing for it to catch onto. It won't spin up. Oops. It won't spin up and twist the wire up or anything like that. So that goes in there. This goes on. Goes over my jaws. That's why I use these long jaws, because they come right up to here. See, inside this. Look at the state of those hands. Look what that wood done. They're wet wood. Horrible, isn't it?
Disgusting.
Right, nip that. Don't over tighten it. I don't want to pop it open. Right, that's okay there. Right, now this, it's got that little bit movement there. Well, I bring it up to the front like that, just there. That's it. And then mole grips, they go on this back. I don't know whether Lisa wants to come round just so you can see how this sets up. That hat will sit on there, see, like that. Just for the guys that are interested, not everyone's seeing it. Right, okay, so I've got this little bit of play. This is where it comes out at the end. So I have it so it's forward, so it's in, pushed up to the wood there. And then all I do, me mole grips, they just grip on there like that, and all that does, that gives it weight. Okay, so when it turns, it can't spin. Okay, and I put a little block of wood here for my lathe. I have this little block of wood. Okay, so I mean, you can do it like that and they just hang under weight, but I put that there and I put that there, and that stops it swinging. And then all we've got here, if you look here, is a tangled mess of wire. Right, okay, so that just plugs in the end there. This is only 12 volt as well, so if you did have something and the wires that happen to touch something inside, I'm not going to electrocute myself. And what I always do is get Lisa to turn it on just in case. No. Right, okay guys, and there we go. Hey presto, the light comes through the end there like so, okay? And this can spin around. It's not quite level. I should just level that up a bit. Let me just see where it's... I think it's, because obviously it's wood, it's just warped a little bit, hasn't it? But it doesn't really matter with that. If that moves a little bit, it doesn't really matter because the hat's going on and then I'm bringing the tailstock up to hold it. Let me put these chisels up for a minute. I'm only using one chisel now for the rest of this. So what I'm going to do is get all this cleared off, and I've got to bring my twirly holder up.
Tailstock.
Right, and we're going for just a cone centre. Okay. And what I'm going to do, so I don't know whether I need to.
Bit of the mat.
I don't really need to because it's on that wood. It's perfect on there. It's not. It shouldn't make any bother. Right, and all we're going to do is bring that up, and that will centre the hat now.
Ooh.
It creaks a bit. That's normal for it to make that noise. That's where it's just the wood. Okay, it should stop making that noise, but that's all it is. I can turn the the live centre. It's not over tight. Okay. Lovely. Sounds nice, doesn't it? Don't let it worry you. It's all good. It's all good.
It's all good.
Right, and we're going to take it down to a nibble and then take the last little bit off. We're not going to be able to, you know, do it while it's on there, like to move the tailstock away because it'll go. Right, so what we're going to do, I'm going to turn it down a bit, start her up. It's going to make a bit of a noise. Everything's making a noise at the moment. Right, I'm gonna... It's the hat on the wood that's making the noise.
Because it's so thin, isn't it?
Yeah. Right.
Oh.
Now it's stopping. There you go. The wood's sort of bedding on. Right.
Yeah.
Everything's okay. Everything's there. So we're all good. Right, we're okay.
Let's do
Finger
this.
gouge. Hat on.
Hat on.
Right, long grind spindle gouge. I'm just going to take this down. Going to make a little bit of noise. Let me just... Alright. Turn your volume down, guys. I should have put a bit of tissue on there. Leaving the dark slightly dark because it just goes in slightly. That's it, we're not pushing it. There we go, we've got a nice even colour all across that. And we're just turning to the light on the inside, okay? So I'm going to pop that off, take that off. Yeah, you get a little bit of slippage on here because this is really shiny. See, what I normally do is either router mat in, but I need to get some white because the black tends to mark it. Or I normally put a bit of kitchen towel on it and then push that on. But remember to make the hole for the light to come through. But we're okay because I've only got that little bit to take down. And I'm going to do that. Right, I'll turn that light off. Take that, well I don't need to towel that, or I'll leave that for a minute. Right, okay. I'll take the mask off. There ain't going to be no dust because this is wet wood. And all I'm going to do, I'm going to actually just take that down with my sander, like I did the other day. Right, it's taking a bit of time on. I'm gonna just get my little skew chisel. It's wet, so it's very wet wood, so it's a bit reluctant to sand. There we go. As long as we go with the grain there. There we are. And now we give it a little sand. Now we're right down to there. Right, and there we go. Let's just pop that back. So, out of that bit of wet wood, we've got a lovely thin, yep, that's all thin all the way up. Could go a little bit thinner, but I've got a knot there, so I've got to be a bit careful. Yeah, that's all right. That's going to be nice for a gong. So that's going to now go into my jig, which I showed you on the other one. Goes in upside down. I put bands across it. Do it where the side grain is. Don't go on the where the grain's going that way. You want it, we're going that way, so you put it in and put the bands on there, and that'll bend round, and I should actually submerge that into water as well, so it keeps it really wet. And I find that just, there's no cracking if that happens. It bends nice, and being this is wet wood, it should really go nice. It should curve nice. Yeah. Maybe have taken a little bit more out of there. Looking at it now, it would help it to bend up a bit more, but
it's all
right. Hey ho. I haven't done no bands on it because I'm gonna spray it when it's done. Okay, but there you go, guys. Another cowboy hat, and that's got some beautiful grain. That's going to look like a leather sort of like they used to have, the cowboys had, you know. And there you go. So that's it. That's how you do, and that's how you use your lights.
There you go.
So there we go, guys. I'm going to clean my lathe up now because I've in my hands because I've got black everywhere. And on the next video, Lisa's going to be doing some turning. Don't want to miss it. She's got a couple of things she's going to be turning. She don't know it yet, but she's going to be. So I will see you on the next one, guys. Toodle pip.
Bye, guys.